Hello and assalamu alaikum, everyone. Today, I'm going to tell you a story about a brave little ant named Flik and his amazing adventure with some very special friends. Once upon a time, in a lively ant colony, there lived a smart but clumsy ant named Flik. He was always full of ideas, inventing new things to make life easier for his fellow ants, but sometimes his inventions caused more trouble than help. Because of this, the other ants didn't really trust Flick's ideas, even though his heart was in the right place. In this ant colony, there was a big problem. Every year, a group of mean grasshoppers would come to the ants and demand that they collect food for them. The leader of the grasshoppers, Hopper, was especially mean, and the ants were always very scared of him. One day, while everyone was busy collecting food to give to the grasshoppers, Flick's latest invention went wrong, and all the food they had gathered was accidentally lost. The ants were worried because they knew Hopper would be very angry when he found out. Feeling guilty and wanting to fix his mistake, Flick had an idea. What if I go out and find some big, strong bugs to help us? They can protect us from the grasshoppers, Flick said with excitement. The other ants didn't really believe that Flick could do it, but they let him go, thinking it might keep him out of trouble. Flick's adventure begins. Flick left the colony and traveled far and wide looking for help. After a long journey, he came across a group of colorful bugs performing at a circus. There was a big, strong beetle named Dim, a funny walking stick named Slim, a tough ladybug named Francis, and many more interesting bugs. Flick thought these bugs were brave warriors, just the ones he needed. He quickly convinced them to come back with him to the ant colony, hoping they could scare the grasshoppers away. A big surprise. When Flick and the circus bugs arrived at the colony, everyone was surprised. But soon Flick found out that these bugs were not warriors. They were just circus performers. The ants were disappointed, and Flick felt sad and worried that he had made another big mistake. But the circus bugs were kind and decided to stay and help anyway. They worked together with the ants and came up with a clever plan to scare the grasshoppers. They built a giant fake bird, knowing that Hopper was very scared of birds. The Final Showdown. When the grasshoppers came back to the colony, the ants and circus bugs put their plan into action. They released the giant fake bird, and it flew towards the grasshoppers, making them all run away in fear. But just when it seemed like they had won, the fake bird broke apart, and the grasshoppers realized it was all a trick. Hopper was very angry and grabbed Flick, determined to punish him. Just then, something amazing happened. A real bird flew down from the sky. Hopper, who was terrified of birds, was finally defeated when the real bird carried him away, never to be seen again. A happy ending. With Hopper gone, the ants were finally free. They cheered for Flick, realizing that his bravery and ideas had saved them all. The circus bugs were also celebrated as heroes, and everyone in the colony started working together, building new inventions and creating a better life. And so Flick and his friends lived happily ever after, in a colony where everyone's ideas were valued and no be afraid ever again. The end. Well, and thank you for listening to Flick's story.